Hey you, welcome back. My name is Yubi. I'm your astro-friendly Latina therapist, and this is Tarot My Becoming. This is a general reading. It's a general reading with the intention of it being for earth signs as a rising sign for Mercury retrograde. And I mentioned to the other signs, the other elements, that I wanted to do an elemental reading this week for Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, so that I could add a little bit of astrology there for you, specifically for the rising signs. However, and I also wanted it to open up to whoever it resonates. So if you are here because the title called you in, there might be something in here for you, but just keep in mind that it's a general reading, so just don't force it to fit. But my intention is specifically for earth rising signs, so Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I'm going to do still the timeless, so past, present, future, and then 3 cards of advice, and then 1 oracle card from the universe to end the reading. So with Mercury retrograde this week, today is November 9th, by the way. I am recording this ahead of time for this week for the elements. But earth signs, you are the builders, right? The detailers, the hard workers, right? Definitely people we can trust. However, if you are Taurus rising, you have Sagittarius in your, I want to say it was the 8th house. Taurus, ¿dónde estás? Oh, Taurus, where are you? Oh, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Sagittarius is in your 8th house, which means it's the house of transformation. It's the house of intimacy. It's the house of the behind the scenes of a relationship, the things of shared resources, so inheritance, for example. It's also the house of psychology, sexuality, personal growth. And because it's in the sign of Sagittarius, we're talking about belief systems. So how are you reevaluating your beliefs and communicating your beliefs around sexuality, around hidden stuff, around stuff of taboo, for example, right? I'm assuming that you're here it's because this aligns with you, but are there any changes that you need to make? And how are you communicating those changes to those who you are intimate with, right? The people behind the scenes, the relationships behind the scenes. This could also be affairs, right? And so how are you changing your perspective and communicating it around death and rebirth, change in essence, because the 8th house is about change and transformation. So are your views, your belief systems changing? And so how are you communicating that or owning that, right? So that's Taurus rising. If you are Virgo rising, that means you have Sagittarius in your 4th house of home, your house of roots, your house of heritage, family, your foundation. And so how are your views, your personal belief systems around home changing, and how are you communicating that with those around you within that part of your life? How are you communicating your perspective around family? Are your views and belief systems around family changing? And how is that being communicated? What about your views on feeling safe and secure or comfort? Because that's also home energy. How is that being communicated to those around you? Or are you just thinking and reflecting, right? It's Mercury retrograde, so it's a lot of like, how am I viewing this part of my life? For who am I missing? The Taurus, the Virgo, Capricorn, Cappy. Yours is really interesting because as a rising sign, you have Sagittarius in your 12th house, which is the house of your undoing, the house of also, in other words, it's change, right? Death and rebirth all over again. But it's also the house of the universe, of big belief systems like God and the cosmos, right? And so are your views around spirituality changing? Are your views around endings changing? Are your views around isolation and big systems that promote isolation, like jails and mental health institutions, right? Anything about like solitude, you know, or just the idea of solitude. Are your thoughts and beliefs around that changing? And how are you communicating that? How are you experiencing that? Like, are you thinking about it? And who are you telling, right? So again, it's revisiting your big beliefs about the path that you've taken, the paths that you've contemplated taking or that ended for you. And so, yeah, so you might have pressure around reevaluating and giving new meaning to those parts of your life. So I hope that helps. But in terms of just communication, earth signs, you can be slow to express yourself. And that's because it requires your emotions. So depending on what other placements you have, it might be really difficult for you to tap into it because you're more in your body. You're more, or at least that's what your sign is naturally inclined to tap into, is the tangible, the touch. So it may be hard for you to think about or look into the things you can't see and you can't touch, like belief systems. Like, unless you see its worth or value, like, it might be hard to give it value, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, so keep that in mind, because Sagittarius is big picture thinking. Sagittarius is like the big aspects of our life. And the opposite energy of Sagittarius is Gemini, which is the details, right? The smaller things, the pieces of the big picture. So I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Let's do 3 cards for the reading. 3 cards, please. 3 cards for my earth signs. Oh, there you go. The first one. Context, look how pretty. It's a dragonfly. And there's fire. So there's definitely something about earth and fire context. The second card you got were patterns. Ooh, shadow work. Looking at yourself, looking at your patterns. There's shadow work. Wow. Ooh, ready but waiting. Again, waiting, which makes sense, right? This is the time period to reflect, to wait, to be discerning. But look, this is almost a combination of these two, like the hair and the blue. So there's something about this integration of heart or passion with the shadow. Like, there's just this duality, and then ready but waiting. So let's jump in. 3 cards, please, for context, the past energy. The past energy for my earth signs. Mercury retrograde. 3 for context, please. 3 for context. Oh, there we go. Yeah, having achieved something, success, 6 of Wands, also fire energy. So there's something about having achieved something in your life, charging forward with victory within context. Knight of Swords, you're charging with some type of truth, having some type of confidence, having some type of passion within you, being enlightened. I mean, look at this card. Like how from her throat into her heart, like it's just alive. Like there's just this aliveness. There's just red. These two have red. There's red that's coming out. Wow, earth. Yeah, charging forward with you've gone to some type of battle, or just using the wisdom from the wand energy or the challenges you've gone through, and you're charging forward with some type of truth. It could be your truth. Maybe it's a truth that you're wanting to share, or going towards your passion, going towards, like, maybe there's just an awareness of your passions, the things that are going to fulfill you and bring you success, and you're charging towards them. So it could be that too. So not necessarily something that you've achieved, but you're wanting to achieve. Like maybe you've had some type of vision of what of what your of your truth. Oh, good Lord. Okay. You have 3. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. You have 3 cards for the bottom. That's a first. You have the 6 of Wands again. No, the 9. This is 9. This is 9 of Wands. This is 9 of Wands. So there's definitely standing your ground. So it's like you're moving forward, but you're standing your ground on something. And then you have the ending of a cycle. So there's some type of ending and then some type of balance or reciprocity. I mean, this is also third-party energy. So either you're ending some type of third-party energy or ending some type of imbalance or going towards balance. Yeah, I mean, those were, you got a lot of cards for the back. You got a lot of cards. There's movement. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's just, it's just a lot. Like you're ending a cycle. You're ending a cycle. You're charging forward. There's success on your mind. There's balance in your mind. There's a cycle that's ending. And there's also like the 9 of Wands. So there's this feeling of like, you've worked a lot. There's just this feeling of like work and standing your ground. Okay, let's go to patterns. 3 for patterns, please. So you're ending a cycle. You're definitely ending a cycle. Patterns. This one came under patterns. Shadow work. Remember I said shadow work? Capricorn energy. I mean, it could be Capricorn energy tapping into... I'm going to honor that it's Capricorn energy, that it's work, and that it could also be having to do with the shadow work, having to do with identifying what those unhealthy patterns are. The things that were holding you back from moving forward, because that's the first row, right? That's the first row. So it's almost like, dude, shit. You are going through some transformative shit. Some healing, endings, rebirth. Wow. What I was going to say before the Death card jumped out at me. These are the first 2 cards. It's almost like you're charging forward towards your fears. You're like, fuck this shit. Like I'm charging towards my patterns. I'm charging and I'm going to be successful at overcoming whatever self-limiting beliefs you've had, whatever patterns, unhealthy patterns have been holding you back. Maybe there was third-party energy. Maybe there was overwork with the 9 of Wands. Maybe there was something about your truth and not aligning with your truth with the Knight of Swords, right? Having to like communication. Like, I mean, this person's gone to battle. Like you've gone to battle and it's like you've ended some big ass cycle. Like this was all in the first row, dude. Like you have ended and you're charging towards your shadow. Wow. like shoot, like you are like, oh my god. Okay, one more for patterns. This is a lot. One more. Wow, I'm in awe. Did not expect that from my earth signs. Did not expect that at all. Yeah, you are either going reluctantly, but going. Yeah. A spiritual awakening, maybe. I mean, look, even in the patterns, she's holding onto her heart. It's almost like she's tending to her heart. They're tending to their heart. 6 of Swords is similar to the 8 of Cups in the sense that you're going on this long journey. You're going into the unknown. You don't know where you're going, but there's faith that it's going to be better on the other side. So you are definitely embracing boss energy. I mean, Capricorn energy is also, they are the boss of the zodiac, right? Which makes sense as to why you're charging towards it. It's like you're embracing your boss energy and you're confronting death, dude. You're confronting change and rebirth, walking into the unknown with your truth in hand. You're breaking patterns, you're breaking cycles through this. Incredible cycles, like big ass cycles. You are, I mean, look, even the Knight of Swords, right in the smack in the middle, they have their swords and they're gonna swing at death like no tomorrow. Like there's no fear. I mean, it's not that there isn't fear. courage is having fear and doing something anyways, right? It's doing what's difficult anyways, even though there is fear, because fear is a valid feeling. It exists. That's why we have it. But dude, like, you are bossing up. Wow. Ready but waiting. Oh, snap. Knight of Pentacles, Virgo energy. You are on this journey, ready but waiting. You're trotting along. You're making sure your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted. Like, you look, God, look at that. Knights. Moving forward. Whoa. Oh, fuck. The Emperor. This is masculine energy, divine masculine energy right here. There was divine feminine energy in the water signs. But this is divine masculine. This is like, again, bossing up, and look. Let me show you. This is the middle row. Knight of Swords, Death, and the Emperor. Like, heart, like, gone to battle. Look at this. And now standing firm in his throne, like knowing his shit, like Aries energy, like embracing that fire, that passion, that stability, and they're both looking at death like I'm charging towards it, and now I'm reflecting back on where I've come from. Wow. Wow. One more, please. Ready but waiting. And he's ready. The Emperor is waiting. Like, I've gone to battle. I have my throne. Yeah. Look at this. Spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening. Cycles ending. This is the bottom row. This, if I had to put this, you have 5 parts for the bottom row. I don't even know. So these are the first row. I have to do it like this, right? So ending of a cycle. You're ending cycles of heart overworking, an imbalanced situation, maybe third party energy that you're ending, right? So I'm gonna take this card. I'm gonna take this card as a representative of that first row. And now I'm gonna put it, the 6 of Swords, right? Moving from rocky waters to calmer shores, and then the 8 of Cups. Spiritual awakening, going on your spiritual path, like, you know that 9 of Cups is just around the corner. You have ended some big ass cycles, unhealthy patterns, like no tomorrow. Like, I have to catch my breath. Let me fan myself a little bit. This is, yeah. I'm a little overwhelmed. You are ending some heavy shit, and you are being successful, like incredibly successful. You are ready for this journey, and it's, you know what it almost feels like? It almost feels like this cycle that you've had to end is like, ay, ¿cómo te lo explico? Like that whole, because you end with the ready but waiting card, but you're ending with this. You're ending with already success. Like, I don't know how successful you think you are, or that you think you will become. Like, I don't know if you know. Like, I don't know if you know. But it's like the stuff you are ending, the death and rebirth, like, it's like that. Like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to be discouraging, because this alone is success. But it's just the beginning. Like, that's how it feels like, because it's just the beginning. Like, you end with the spiritual awakening card, or not necessarily the spiritual, but like going off on your spiritual path, like just starting the spiritual path. I mean, we're always on our spiritual path. Let me rephrase this, Yubi. Be careful with your words. We are all on a spiritual path. Punto. Whether we recognize it as a spiritual path or not, you know, to each their own in terms of how they define it. We are spiritual beings living in an earthly world, right? So everything that we do is spiritual. But then it's just the matter of like where vibrationally you are experiencing the spiritual world, right? The tangible and the spiritual world. There might be a disconnect or more on one side versus the other. And so there's like, just looking at this, it feels like you have really cleared out a lot of shit. Like, I just talked about shit. I just talked about owning your shit. By the time this posts, for me it was just yesterday, but by the time this posts, this will be what, Friday's reading? I think this is Friday's reading. I just talked about, so go back to that Sunday reading, Café con Tarot reading. Café con Tarot is where I talked about owning your shit. This is not just owning your shit. This is trampling on your shit. This is like using that shit for manure so that a fucking rose could be born. Like, that's what this is. This is this incredibly transformative energy of like shit that needed to be cleared out. Like, you just needed to clear this out so that this path could open up. And so that is why it's like this element of like, it's not the end, it's only the beginning. Like, you've reached the end of something intense for the beginning to like the doors, like that. Like, I hope that makes sense. Like, I'm trying to like communicate what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing. So it's almost like you're ready but waiting. And because you're also in the Knight of Pentacles, like, you have no problem waiting. So this is like, I want to say that this is like almost the high vibration of the Knight of Pentacles. Like, the low vibration is waiting, but a stagnant waiting. Like, I don't know where to go waiting. I don't know what to do, so I'm just not going to take any action, versus standing in your power and knowing that what's coming for you, like, there's no worry about waiting for what's coming for you. You're ready and waiting. You're ready but waiting. Like, it's like you're like, bring it universe, like that. Like, there's just this like peaceful, firm, grounded, right, like boss energy of like, the Emperor is looking at the past, if you could see it, like everything that got cleared out, and like waiting, like, I'm good. Like, just I don't know how to explain it. Wow. Okay, 3 cards of advice if you need it. Like, if you need it, because that story was self-explanatory. Wow. I mean, I'm excited for you. Like, pure joy, like excited for you. All right, 3 cards. If there's any advice for my earth signs. Wow. 3 cards of advice for my earth signs. 3 cards of advice for my earth signs. Wow. Like, I'm just, this is exciting. You're gonna have options. 7 of Cups. I'm just as excited as I was for the air reading, like that. Like, the air reading was phenomenal. Like this one, like this is like 7 of Cups. Be mindful, right? You're gonna have a lot of choices. Oh, soulmate energy. This is this word of advice. Okay, so you have 7 of Cups, 6 of Cups energy. So there's choices. You're opening the door to choices. Like, choices are just gonna overwhelm you. There's going to be one choice. There's going to be a specific gift. 6 of Cups could be soulmate energy. It could be a gift from the universe. It could be the one cup. The one cup that is offered to you, right? Or the one cup that you're wanting to offer to, like, I mean, it's advice, right? So it's, don't get overwhelmed with all the options, right? Don't get lost. No te pierdas with all the options. Take your time picking the one that's in alignment with you. Take your time. Yeah. Because it's going from 7 of Cups to 6 of Cups. So it's like, you're going to have options. Great, right? But the advice is like, but go down to the Six of Cups. Pick the one that's right for you. One more card of advice, please, for my earth signs. Wow. One more card. There it is. 4 of Wands. This card, I just recently learned, also is freedom. It's 11-11. Yeah, it's following the Six of Cups. Maybe it's soulmate energy, maybe twin flame energy, but it's also freedom. Like, it's freedom. Like, I feel like the freedom is calling out more. The freedom to choose, the freedom for love, the freedom of just like life. Like, they're happy, they're celebrating. They're celebrating in the background. They have everything they want. Wow. Yeah, this one's fun. This one's so much fun. It's freedom. I mean, 4 of Wands also could mean a commitment. It could also mean friendship. It could mean like community. I mean, there's a kingdom in the background, but it could also mean marriage. But it's just a freedom, like a freeing way to live, a more freeing way to live. But again, this isn't, it almost feels like this isn't advice, but more so what's coming for you. That's what it feels like. It feels like that's more what's coming for you, because I don't know if you need advice, because I feel like you already know what you have to do. I mean, you're the builders, you're earth energy. Like, you know what comes first, you know what comes second, you know what comes third. So I'm like, I don't know if you need advice, but this is what's coming for you. How exciting. All right, let's get one oracle card. God, these are so much fun. If I didn't say it in the beginning, stick around for the end. I might show you videos of my trip or where I went to for Lake Tahoe. So gorgeous. This is amazing. This is so amazing. I'm so happy for you. One card, oracle card for my earth signs. If you haven't already done so, join me on Café con Tarot on Sundays. Here it is, connection. Look at this beautiful card. This was connected to water signs. Also, there's water energy. Yeah, hit the like button if you haven't already done so. Subscribe, share the message if someone might need it. Let me know in the comment section what resonated for you, or what was your favorite part about this reading, because fuck, all of it was my favorite for me. Connection. Let's read what connection is. That one's nice. It came out in the last one. Yeah, connection. I didn't get to read it in the last one, but let's read it for you. Connection. Earthly meeting. Find yourself by losing yourself in a conversation, a story, or someone's eyes. Be vulnerable, be emotional, and be moved to deeper understanding. Empathy is required. Let the pain, suffering, love, and joy of others find a home in your heart. Accepting another without reservation means accepting yourself as well. The spiritual meaning. Focus on the subtle divine force inside you. Recognize this force in all things, for it is in all things and it is everywhere. Separation from the energy, beauty, grace, and power of the Divine Mother is an illusion. Feel her fertility and everlasting peace inside you. Through her love, life unfolds with endless blessings. Through you, her love flows out upon the world. Wow. Earth energies. This was mind-blowing. Yeah. Check out the other readings if the titles make sense for you. Press the like button. This was fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.